to be, and that's where ECS is starting once again. I am joined by Dazed for day one, and Laundis, who's going to be here for most of the season. Mr. Dazed, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's pretty early though.
Yeah,
A bit early.
not an early start kind of guy.
No, definitely
Up
not.
late with the streams.
Pretty much.
How you doing, Laundis?
Pretty good. But Dave said he lived here. He's lived here his whole life, and I think he said it rains a lot every year. But I think he also said it rains like 12 days a year. I think it's already rained like 4 of those 12 days this year, so it's pretty jarring.
You came here, right? You've made these keycaps, these boxer keycaps, and you said you had one for me.
I do have one for you, yeah.
But you didn't bring it.
No, it's on the way.
Why wouldn't you bring it? What's wrong
It's
with
going to
you?
be hand delivered to you. I don't have them at my place. I know you're very excited for these keycaps. They're coming.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was hyped. I was like, I think it makes. You could have told me you weren't going to have them today.
Am I going to walk around the office and find like a all black keyboard with the escape key missing that's ready for the keycap?
No. My keyboards are not even. I've got one keyboard here. I've got 2 in the post.
Okay.
But more on that later.
You always have a keyboard in the post.
Of course I
like
do.
A big meme with you.
Of course.
Every event we go to, he gets a keyboard delivered. Even when we were at the summit.
Yeah. The one that's over there was delivered at the summit.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. But I've got 2 more to come. So we're going to have a look at the. Which camera I'm looking at? Is it this one or this one? Or this one? It's that one. Okay. All right. Hello over there. We're going to look at the teams that are in this season of ECS. Astralis, Season 2 champions. FaZe Clan, Season 4 champions. Fnatic Envy, G2 Season 1 champions. Mouse Sports, NIP, Virtus.pro, Gambit, and Godsent, the latter 2 qualifying for this season. Nice to see Gambit making a return. They've been, they don't really do very well online, but they have managed to make it back. We can look at the format now and see how the season works. Round robin, home and away, best of 1. 3 points per map, win 0 points if you lose. Top 4 qualify for live finals, joining top 4 from America as well. And with that, we can look at the schedule and see what we have coming up today. Astralis versus Virtus.pro, Inferno, and then Cash. FaZe versus Virtus.pro, Inferno, and then Train. So we're going to get to see a lot more of the new look Virtus.pro today. Now, I feel like when a team's been struggling for as long as they have, I don't necessarily know if one roster change is enough. And I feel like it's probably a stronger situation to change 2 players at one time than it is to change 1 player and then change 1 player down the line. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's tough to say because I have no idea what their issues are, right? Like when it comes to, like how their in-game leadership is, how their practice schedule is and things like that, and really what their mindset is. It's really tough to say. If they're willing to, if you say, look at Fnatic, right? They changed 1 player, they brought in Golden, and all of a sudden they started getting some results, but they also brought in someone who is like an in-game leader and probably gave them a different look at the game, right? So I think it really just depends on who you're bringing in.
It seemed like it started to get personal, but like Dave said, we have incomplete information as to like what their exact issues were. But when we saw that video of their practice match, or like was it their scrim on Train, and we heard all their comms. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
Oh, there's YouTube some arguing.
Yeah, they were basically all chirping Taz and getting really.
Wait, who was it?
Snacks was like kind of making fun of him. Taz made what they thought was a misplay, and then everyone started like kind of joking at him about it. So it seemed like stuff had been bubbling up against Taz, and Snacks came out and said it was like a matter of time. So it's probably like the 4 of them just all kind of wanted him to go, but we don't know.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Taz has with this new Kingwin lineup. I'm very interested to see. I mean, he's got I mean, if you look at all of the 5 players, the 4 that are on Virtus.pro and Taz, I feel like Taz is going to be the one who's going to have the drive the most because he's been the one that's kicked from the team. And I think sometimes a player needs that to kind of find their fire. So I'm curious to see how that goes. But we will see a lot of Virtus.pro today. But we've got a few minutes until that starts. So producer Mike yesterday, he said he had a gift for me. Okay. So last time he gave me a gift. It was a flag, which was not a very interesting gift. But this time he's given me a musical device. This is great, man.
It's a little
I live
xylophone.
for things like this. Look at this. Look.
What is that?
I don't know if this counts as a xylophone. I'm sure it has a different name.
It
just says eHome on. Isn't that like a Chinese
It's like a
brand?
Dota team, right?
Oh, is it?
It's an org.
Europe.
Why are you so excited for this? Not
What
that
do you
it's
mean?
not
It
a
makes
great
noise.
present.
It's great. Like, la 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 la. I mean, I could play with this all day.
This doesn't look like a very hard to make instrument. Like if you came up with this, I mean, I would just assume that someone else had done it already. But it's really nice.
I passed it all across the studio.
Yeah.
For one contribution.
I mean, I don't know any songs.
Slide over. Sam, would you like to have a go?
To bang on the metal sticks?
Yeah.
I'm good.
No?
I'm good. James is like a small child, you know, just keeping him entertained is pretty much the same as like any 2-year-old or 3-year-old.
If someone gets an ace, so we could be like, that's an ace. Yeah?
I would like to do that. Or we could just do it once and record it.
Boom.
And then just play it over and
We
over.
could do that, but I mean, he's probably recorded it already. We have ninjas in production now.
It's been memed.
Okay, so what have you been up to, Dazed?
What have I been
You've
up
had
to?
the ire of the community recently.
Yeah, I have.
Right, it's a bit up and down with you, isn't it?
I was loved.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's like it's a flip. It's either everyone loves Dazed, everyone hates Dazed.
Yeah.
That's up and down, isn't it?
Up and down, sure. Up and down.
So it's not up and down.
But it's not really a gradient. You know what I mean? It's like either people
literally
love
coin
him
flip.
or they're vehemently against him. They can't find a balance. You know what I mean? They just can't.
There's no middle ground.
They can't relax, right?
It's kind of how Reddit is, though.
So you got added to FPL yesterday, and some people were saying, why are you in FPL? Why are you in FPL, Dazed?
Why am I in FPL?
Why not answer your, get
It's
the answer from the
the
horse's
job
mouth?
interview here. I like
Well,
this.
thank you. Well, I mean,
Because people said, like, you retired.
well, I didn't retire. I just didn't want to. I never said I was retired. I just
You weren't
said
motivated
I
to
just
play the
really
game.
did not want to play Counter-Strike at that moment. And I mean, there's been 2 other times where I didn't want to play Counter-Strike, right? Earlier on, I stopped playing for, I don't know, maybe it was like 4 or 5 months, right? I took a whole season off from ECS and a while, and just played other games because I felt like Valve wasn't supporting the game. That was pretty early on in CSGO. And then when we got banned, I didn't play for about 6 months. And then, when we got unbanned, I tried to kind of force myself to play, and I just didn't have any motivation, didn't have any drive. So I didn't play for another 4 or 5, 6 months, and then 5 or 6 months. And now, I don't know, a lot of the motivation came back. I've been playing a lot more recently. I went back to a lot of my old settings, and, I mean, I will, want to play again. I'll probably try to join a team maybe next season, or maybe before then. But I don't know. I've been enjoying actually playing the game again. And if I'm not enjoying something, like I'm in a position in my life where I don't really have to do anything I don't want to do, to be honest. And so if I don't want to play, I'm not going to play. But if I feel like playing and I have that motivation, then I will, And yeah, I've been actually enjoying playing. I've been enjoying actually playing video games, though, For a while there, I just was not liking playing video games. Like, I was just bored out of my mind playing any video games. And Fortnite kind of got me back. I was like, dude, this game's awesome. And I started playing some CSGO, and I was like, I just like playing video games again. I don't know. It just, a flip got switched.
I haven't played Fortnite yet. But is it like PUBG, but you can build your own ramp?
It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Lego
It's a
PUBG.
really good game. It really is. It's really, like, well made, for sure. It is. I mean, it's a battle royale, right? But the building is super skillful.
They're releasing it on mobile.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work, but
I signed up for
PUBG
the
on
for the
mobile,
beta.
so
do they?
yeah, they have like a Chinese.
Well,
PUBG.
didn't they have it on like Xbox too? But I'm pretty sure like doesn't even work.
The Xbox videos are so funny, by the way.
Well,
It like, doesn't
Fortnite.
work,
Nothing
right?
loads and everyone's like swimming through the air. And stuff.
So what have you been playing recently, Launders?
You know what's funny about that? Like, PUBG got me back into Counter-Strike. Like, I played like 100 hours of PUBG, and then it made me just like go right back into Counter-Strike. I'm actually playing main again this season, just for not for fun, just a couple of my subs got really good, another in main, and like they needed someone to play out the season with. So
When
I'm
your
playing with
subs
them.
overtake you, it's
It's kind of insane how, because it's been 4 years of subs, so people have actually gotten quite good. Like some of them are like real players now.
mm-hmm.
So playing main again this season. So I've been playing a lot because I was going to ask you this, but if I don't have a goal, then I can't be motivated to play because like I'll DM for 3 hours. I'm like, why did I just do that? I'm going to pug.
Wait,
I'm
is
gonna
your
pug
goal
tomorrow.
now to be better than your subs?
I guess so. Yeah, I shouldn't be saying that on stream, but my goal is to finish the season strong. Just just finish season, and then after that I'll probably be too busy. But so your goal is to join a team? Is that what's motivating you to play a lot?
No, I mean, my goal is to, I mean, to be honest, I know like what my skill level could be at, you know, and recently I've just been playing and like, you know, I know they're only like ESEA pugs, but I just kind of know where everybody is on the map again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you can visualize it.
Well, yeah, like for a while there when I was playing, before I took a break, it was just like I was playing, but I was like a zombie kind of. You know, like I would just be going through the motions and nothing was really going through my head. And I know it's because like I just didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? So you're just, you know, you just don't care, right? But recently I've been playing, and I mean this is why I was like an in-game leader, and I kind of, you know, knew what to do, is just because I know where all my teammates are and what they're watching and what they should be watching. Obviously, if I'm like pugging or anything, then it's just random as hell. But most importantly, I know exactly where all the enemies are. And after a kill happens, I know exactly how the rotations are going to be, you know, and I know if they're going to push this and this. And, like, I just know where all the other 9 players are going to be at all times now. And when it's like that, I don't know, it's a lot more fun and stuff. So, I don't know, my goal right now, joining a team is, like, that's just, like, a step, I would say. My goal is just to get back to where I was, because, I don't know, I know how good I could be at the game. And a lot of people are like doubting me and stuff. And I know 100%, like, I know for a fact if I played and put in the time, something like if I played MDL matches for a whole season, I think I could have like 1.0 FPR. No joke. Like I want to get back to, and I want to play a role where in IBP, right, I was like entry fragging, and on CT side I would get pretty good frags because I was like rotator and stuff, but even then I would play a lot more of a supportive role. You know, where I would rotate, and I would, if I was taking contact, it would be like a one and done spot, and then someone would peek off me and usually clean up, or I'd be like holding the flash for someone, right? But like if I play again, I want to be more in a role where like I'll be more like a star player, you know? And I know where I could be at mechanically and whatnot, and I know like where my brain could be at in those situations. So I just want to get in that type of a mindset and a role, so I could just, I don't know, just own everyone basically.
So is everyone gonna? So you want to be an FPL? Is everyone switching to FPL? Is that what's happening?
I mean, it looks like it. Yeah.
Everyone's playing FPL, man. But you know what's really cool though, is I've been playing like loads of games. While I've been here, I've been playing in a Mythic Pro League, which is really picked up. That's really awesome, and the NA circuit as well, which was already existing before the Mythic Pro League. So I just queued both of them at the same time on FACEIT. And so in terms of what you were saying earlier, where you kind of know where everybody is at all times.
I really hate that sound.
That happened live in London. That's amazing, isn't it? Well, I'll quickly finish my point very quickly indeed. Never mind, I'll go to it in the eco round. But hold that thought. All right, then. Finally, we have Astralis versus Virtus.pro. Astralis will be starting on the CT side. I haven't even mentioned where Dan is actually, but I'll do that in the next round. First, we'll see what's going on. Dupree just looking for information, jumping around and moving away. Snacks making his way into apartments. He's got 2 people in tow as well. Just holding the bottom of Banana Virtus.pro, keeping the CTs honest, so there's no flanks coming in, which are unlikely though, because Glaive is the only person on Banana at the moment. 4 people on A for Astralis. Playing it very tight at the back. Nobody top mid for the CT side. They've got good crossfires though. 1 in the pit. No, sorry, 2 in the pit. 1 on site as well, and 1 towards the library, but the smoke will make it harder. Mihu running in, getting 2 kills so far. And the bomb will get planted. 2 around the arch position. And Dupree, that's holding down the pit now. And it's really important he stays alive here with 7 HP, and his presence will be a nuisance for the Virtus.pro side. Mihu getting more kills in this pistol round. Now it's down to Snacks, 1 versus 2. Glaive doing the heavy lifting as Dupree is tagged, and there's a pistol round for Astralis.
Why do you think they threw that smoke truck or truck K-Bales?
I don't know, I didn't even notice it, to be honest. I was just looking at him just nailing people going to site. I didn't see it. Where was it?
They threw it right there where Dupree was.
Huh. So maybe to come out halls and peek pit.
Magic was covered up. Swung on a small pit and then killed the one guy on lane because he had like full vision. So I'm like, what's the smoke even block?
I was looking at the radar half the time. I'm a radar guy. I love me some radar. By the way, if you're wondering where Dan is, he had a shoulder operation and he is flying in tomorrow. But he won't be on for a week or so. Got to give him some more time to rest up.
Yeah, I think that's pretty telling of how impactful the smoke was. If neither of us even noticed it, right? Like, I didn't even notice it.
2 people on banana this time for Astralis. We've got the smoke down. There's a gap in the smoke, and Zipex is keeping an eye on it. Might yield him a free kill, yield him free damage at least onto Mihu. This is an eco round for Virtus.pro. By that I mean they haven't opted for the force buy. Mihu with a deagle, the rest on Glocks. Now, in a round like this, depends on the map. Maybe not necessarily on Inferno, but if I'm a sniper player, I'll often just run with a USP if the bomb was planted in the pistol round. I know Oscar, I want to say Oscar likes to do that. Yeah, Oscar likes to do that on Mirage.
Yeah, he used to. But now it's almost like second rounds aren't even anti-ecos anymore. They're almost like always anti-force buys. So it's a little bit scary, but it makes sense. I mean, USP is super accurate. Instant one shot.
That's what that pistol DM is for. Pistol DM, baby. I love pistol DM. It's really cool because Tariq has opened up some deathmatch servers in the LA region. I have like 5 ping to, which is really awesome.
Yeah, I saw you playing on it the other day.
Yeah, so I'm pushing him to open a pistol server, pistol DM. Definitely, for those of you at home, pistol DM with a USP is really, really good for your aim. Well then, it's a buy round for Virtus.pro, making inroads towards the apartments area. Got to be careful of double stack graveyard among other places when you're going through the apartment position. Glaive to shoulder picking. Let's see what he does when he spots somebody. Finally, he's going to fight to the death and get taken down. I don't think he was expecting maybe to see Pasha that close by. Slow rotation for 2 players from Astralis, but Virtus.pro aren't capitalizing on that one pick. They're not going to rush into the site. They'll try to draw more players over there, but they're not showing the bomb. Pasha is just facing on his own, but they are starting to move into position now, Virtus.pro.
Zipix has a really strong corner. I mean, they're probably not going to clear this really easily, but he does get blind.
Yeah, flashbang does the job, and he's going to get his bell rung, so they know where he is now, Zipex. But there are still 3 other players. Snacks was lurking top mid, but he's made his way down to bottom mid. Dupree having a look towards second mid, trying to figure out what's going on. He knows there should be a lurker. Doesn't seem sure if Astralis will go for it, and I think they certainly won't now that that kill has come into Zipex.
3 left on the save. Astralis going to recycle their guns. They didn't upgrade anything, so they've only got to buy utility on these 3 guys. They both can probably drop guns. And because of that, it looks like Virtus.pro are listening for the save. Snacks has so much info on where they're going now, too, but it's super carefully. Are we reserving that for aces?
I just wanted to play some music, man. I've got to get the creative juices flowing. I haven't commentated since the major.
Damn.
Why are you guys staring at me?
James is having a moment right now.
This is great. All right, Virtus.pro have got their first round on the board. Device has the AWP. That whole thing with Dupree's going to use a sniper now was interesting, because for me, I mean, you never know what's going on internally, but I don't feel like they gave it enough time. I mean, yeah, it was bad in the short term, but I do wonder if social pressure plays a part in reverting back so quickly.
I think it's crazy. I mean,
you think the switch was crazy?
I think so, yeah. Because Device is like, in my opinion, the most prepared opper in the game. Like, he's like the most calculated opper, and it's just like, how does Dupree just learn everything that he does? Like, what's the point of that?
Well, I think he has to be his own AWPer, but we'll see. Seems Virtus.pro looking for more entries on this short position, but Dupree's delayed peek with a flashbang from a teammate will get the kill onto Snacks. They haven't seen the bomb yet, though. Mihu taken down elsewhere. Device was still holding down the blonder position, but he's just been picked off. Bomb needs to be retrieved, and that's going to slow down the advance of Virtus.pro. Barley's trying to make inroads, trying to take hold of the site before the CTs can rotate, and then the bomb will have to come soon afterwards.
Oh, wow. Zipix calling that he's going construction, and he knows the bomb is late. Jeez.
That was a really, really good play.
He's so smart.
Yeah, so he must have heard one set of footsteps and just realized immediately what's going on. Barley now in an awkward position, but he needs to delay. He's got 27 seconds.
Oh,
So he doesn't need to delay. He needs to kill, but he can't do that. That was really cool by Zipix. It's a nice pick up there.
He read the situation perfectly. But to that last point, Dupree did have an amazing tournament at Epicenter with the I think it was Epicenter, right?
I have no idea.
I think it was when Dennis was playing with them at Epicenter, and then yeah.
But it's tough because two players are essentially learning new roles.
Exactly.
So that's going to take some time, and you're going to you have to expect to lose in the process. You're gonna because there's much to learn. I think you might have mentioned it in the video before. Like when a player is learning a new role, or when you're playing out of position, it takes a long time to kind of absorb the stuff you need to know versus where you normally play.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. Especially when you play against the same teams. Each team has a different look of how they do everything.
Early pick for Astralis. Device continues to the AWP, and that's not a good idea. I think there was a flashbang from the T side, but wherever it went wasn't the right place.
Just hit the wall, fell back, and popped back to them. That's tough. I mean, they lose a kill there because that op could have got flashed off. Now they're down 3v5, so...
Virtus.pro, they don't have good luck with flashbangs on Inferno, because there was an infamous clip of Pasha throwing one towards Arch, which hit some kind of ridge in the floor, and just didn't flash anything. It just was like the unluckiest flash ever. So we will see. Zipek's in an interesting position. Very rarely you see somebody taking that position, but that does not work out for him. The AK will prevail. 3 versus 4 now. 2 players still on the A site for Astralis. They're trying to keep a crossfire, but they've got too many places to hold, so Magic's boy has to go left and right. Dupree with an angle. That might run distraction, and Magic's boy can clean up, and Dupree will get a kill on the site in the meantime. 16 seconds, the bomb's on the floor. Barley going for a kill. He knows he's got to find it, but that will buy time for Glaive. Just not showing in the pit. Will leave the last player exposed, and that puts Virtus.pro on eco.
It's really easy when you get your 2 opening kills like that. Like the rest of the round is it's simple. You can play 2-3 sites and hold. You don't have to fight for any map control. Everyone can play 1-for-1 spots, and you'll still trade up favorably. So it's kind of up to Virtus.pro to at least get map control without losing a guy, or to or like go 1-for-1 on the trades or something. But messing up flash and stuff like that can't work.
So nice to go for the mid and second mid push when you're on a CT side. Got to time it right though. Astralis with a good focus on the opponent's money. They know this is an eco round, and they will punish them accordingly. MP9 some money makers as well. Have you guys played with the 5.7 much since it was nerfed?
CZ baby.
CZ all the way.
Too dope.
I want to play the 5.7 because I used to like it, but I've equipped the CZ for now. But it calls for me. I want to go back to it. I'm not good enough for the CZ. Although if I used it more, I'm sure I would improve.
Yeah, just put it on both sides. Buy it every round. You'll get better.
I think it was Random Rambo who made it so global only using pistols.
Yes, he did do that challenge.
In Europe as well. Although,
yeah,
actually, that said, I think it would be harder. Arguably, it'd be harder in North America because
got more cheaters.
No, it's not that. It's because people don't want to play proper. They don't want to play like logically. They just want to do stupid stuff all the time. It's crazy.
Well, using pistol only isn't exactly logical.
True, but I mean, like, I think if your team are playing with some kind of structure, even basic, then it helps. But people they just want to talk all the time. It's mad. It's like they're all on drinking like sugary drinks. It's crazy here.
You guys don't have energy drinks in Europe?
We do. We just don't drink them like you might drink them here.
Back to back.
Because like when I solo queue pugs, it's like everybody's mad hyper.
But what skill division are you in when you're matchmaking, Joe?
We'll come back to this because there's about to be a push. I'm Supreme, actually. Thank you very much. I'll do the heavy lifting, man. 5-1 versus Pro, looking for the second round, and almost all of them are here. Once again, Snacks lurking towards the A site, but will he make a play towards Averly, trying to draw players away? Glaive's spray getting punished. Again, there was a recent change where your first bullet now fires a tracer. And it's not terribly difficult to punish somebody, especially at that kind of range. Very likely to just get shot in the chest. spraying through smoke. And that does pull a second player over. Maybe Virtus.pro reading that will choose to go A instead, but it's still not easy to puncture a setup when you've got a CT in the pits. And it seems to be pit and graveyard.
5v4 is a big win for Virtus.pro, and they've got the perfect A split now. They're even leaving one amenable to rotates. Wow, what a flick from Snacks. And that just leaves Vantage Boy in the pit. Watch the cross, can't get 2 kills. And that's not only going to be a bomb plant, but also a round where they keep majority alive. And they might even keep 4 in total if Device doesn't find a kill. Seems aware though, who gets killed.
Nice.
They can't hemorrhage. They don't want to hemorrhage this many players when they just, this could be their. They could still get reset.
What's the money for Virtus.pro?
This is exactly what happened in the, after they won that 3rd round. Just put you in a really tough spot. Astralis is like the team that I think puts you in the toughest spots the most, where they'll like save 3 guns, they know the round's not going to be won, they get a bunch of exits, and you're in a spot where you're like, okay, if we don't win this round, all of a sudden we're going to be down, 8-2 or whatever.
I feel like that kind of situation is one where you have to have a cutoff point in advance of how many players you lose trying to eliminate a saving player if you have no money. Because if you can't buy properly in the next rounds, and they can, as Astralis almost can here, in terms of grenades and so on, they've chosen to go 2 AWPs, then they may be ill-equipped to, depending on the map as well, to do what you need to do.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, wow. He held that angle for so long.
I know. It's really dangerous.
Crazy.
Well, actually, Device in that sense is one of the most studied players. I think it was... Actually, I'll do it at a more opportune time. Snacks making a play, maybe a desperation play through the smoke there.
Yeah, so when you're that ready, like say the team's not gonna run up all that often on their default, and you can just stand there for that long. The guy who's about to jump in pit is not gonna be prepared for someone just standing out in the middle of mid, right? So maybe to a Device, if he's aware that he's totally safe doing that, it's not even that big of a risk. But even after that first kill, Snacks goes into hero mode and tries to jump out walls by himself. So you can see how much that affects a team to lose that 5v4. And this round is harder than the last one, and they don't have, they lost 10k off that previous round trying to chase Device. So
yeah, it's the lack of utility. I mean, they had some, but they didn't have as much as they normally would. So what I was going to say was, there was an older version of G2, back when Dust 2 was in the map pool, and on the CT side, Device, I think he'd get boosted on shorts. And he would go deep into short, basically on mid, and just face the wall, because G2 would always pop flash lower tunnel before they'd go into low tunnel. And it was a tell, basically. So he would just stand there and face the wall until he heard the flash and then look towards low tunnel. So I feel like it's that kind of study which allows him to stand in the middle of mid there. And then that makes you ask how much has changed in Virtus.pro. Like, Mihu may perform better individually. I mean, that said, Virtus.pro, over the years, they've had a lot of tactics which other teams have taken away. Like when you have on Mirage, for example, on the T side, when you have the lurker in B apps, who goes through B towards Cat when they plant for Cat on A. He's a very late lurker with a scout or something on a half buy, that kind of thing. So, but you still need to change. You need to change it up in this day and age of Counter-Strike, because all the teams study each other. So the wheel has to keep turning, I suppose. 12-2 for Device at the moment, and Neo is 0. He's almost 007.
It's not just a 12-2 though. He's gotten 2 gun round mid picks, right? He had the one where he peeked mini pit after holding from court side. Then he had that one. It's just instant 4v5s. I mean, I think Inferno is a really good textbook AUK map to learn how to op, because there's just so many spots where you op somewhere and you post up, and if they flash you off, you just take 4 steps back and you op somewhere else. It's good to develop that mindset. Think about on banana, you could op corner.
Oh dear. When does that happen? Well, this is a really bad situation for Device now, but he has got good angles to re-peek if he can get the shots. If he misses one, that's it. That's a wrap. Now it's Dupree versus 3. these players, 2 of them have Kevlar as well, and it's Mihi without Kevlar on the AWP, so Virtus.pro have everything in its right place as far as that's concerned. Ah, Dupree started moving his aim to kind of pre-fire a spot as soon as the other player peeks. That is brutal. That's a I don't know how Stacks got there in the first place, but
Yeah,
I don't either. Looks like Arch is open, so that they somehow pulled a B rotation. Maybe they did like rushed up banana, got the off to fall off, and then the Arch guy was like, all right, let me go up here, and then Snacks lurked off. He's good at that. He's been you know, what's funny is that maybe it makes sense. In MDL, he's doing really well. I mean, he's like 90 DAR or something. But then at Star Series, he had one of the like worst lands he's ever played, which could have just been unlucky. But yeah, because they're trying to figure out, you know, what changes when Taz leaves. You know, who's playing well? Like, how's Mihu doing? He's been kind of up and down. It seems like, honestly, I think everybody's actually in the 70s, and then, or sorry, yeah, in MDL, Snacks is in high 70s, and everyone else is in low 70s in ADR for the season.
I haven't watched any Virtus.pro matches since Mihu joined, really. So wondering if he's picked up all the positions that Taz was playing in, and if versus the positions he used to play in previous teams. I wonder how much comfort factor there is there, if that's the case.
He's definitely still playing some of his own positions. Like, he's a really good Mirage Cat player on CT side. He still plays that the same. So I think they've adjusted some stuff.
Well, this is... I mean, this could change... Well, it should change the whole identity of this half. Those 2 P250 kills in CT spawn. Let me see... We're going to see Inferno and Cash, Inferno and Train from Virtus.pro. So no Mirage today, but Train will be an interesting one. See if he plays B on CT. See if he can avoid the ragging that Taz took in that clip. Dupree is the last man standing with an M4. Definitely wants to save that. So another round for Virtus.pro. Quite the turnaround indeed. And looking at the money, Astralis did save most of it, so they'll be back on the buy next round. But again, it's a brittle situation.
Yeah, as much as it shouldn't have happened, but you could say that the eco was like totally planned because Snacks seemed, you know, as far as Snacks got, it seemed like they really tried to pull that arch rotation, got away with it. So that could have been a really good tactic. We don't know for sure, but couldn't have come in a more critical time because, you know, Virtus.pro would be looking at like a 6-round half max if they didn't win that eco.
Right then, Dupree can drop for Glaive, who can buy grenades, and Dupree can buy his own rifle. And we're good to go. Device has got the money for the AWP and the smoke grenades, which is pretty much perfect for the banana position. Although, they've got 3 Molotovs. We'll see if they can take banana as they might like to do. There's Molly from top banana from Neo, and a flash to try and force the CTs away. Again, for those of you at home, it's really worth learning a flash behind the wall, which also will collide with somebody if they're there, so it gives you some extra information, and then a flash behind sandbags. Behind the car position, there is a window on the wall. It's right to the window, it'll go behind the sandbag. So there's a burst from Virtus.pro. Dupree trying to get out there, trying to play retake maybe, but he will not escape. Pasha looking short with the AWP, and that is A taken, and I think we're in safe territory already for Astralis. I think that's good awareness from them to just get out of there immediately. Again, in a brittle situation where Virtus.pro could just steal this entire half.
On the one hand, you know, I think that they tried to do the god flash, the chimney flash out of halls, and the guy on balcony wasn't blind, and I think that might have been Dupree. And if he, you know, if he got that first kill, maybe gets a second too, like the execute gets shut down. But at the same time, I like that Virtus.pro kept that round really simple. They only used the entire nade set from Neo on B to make sure that no one pushed down or got too much info, so you could hold rotates a little bit. And then they just used 1 flash to get it to fall. So, you know, I look at that as a round that's like, okay, if I'm on a low buy and need something new to do, I can just go ahead and borrow that.
So after picking off device, Pasha charges up banana. He wants to make sure that nobody rescues the AWP, which has been a thorn in the side. He wants to keep Astralis poor, especially when it comes to the AWP. You're welcome.
I'm unhappy about the present.
I can't be stopped. It's my studio, damn it. Not even Dan said to stop me. Oh, that could have been 2, but it was 0. Neo, that will be traded by Flame. By Fire. Oh, he was an Ifrit in Final Fantasy. He was a fire dude. He was cool, man. He was a G. 2 players in apartments, 2 players on banana for Astralis. 1 man being picked off on both sides, and Pasha's trying to trade the second one. And he might just do that, but is there a bait situation? Dupree will hear Pasha leaving the boiler position, doesn't know what else is going on. Dupree taken down by Baali, though, I think from second mid. Indeed, carrying the bomb. Not sure if he would have seen it there. Everybody, though, has rotated towards A, and Baali is relying on his teammates to clear a path for him. Magic Boy looking one way, taken down from the other. Snacks has spotted the second player now of 3, only 2 alive. And there's a trade leaving Baali on his own. He's got a run to make towards the B position. He's been patient, and it may pay off with a plant. However, the CTs, will there be spray? Because he hasn't really got a HP.
You wonder why he didn't throw that sooner. I guess. Why do you think he didn't throw that sooner?
I don't know. But Zipnix rotated so fast. Like, literally, as soon as they got those 2 kills, he just booked it to me.
That was a pretty intense mid-round. Snacks actually did a lot. Like, he got all the way to Moto, and like that was huge. But
impact frags. He's got 8 kills.
Yeah, definitely impact.
He's had impact frags, baby.
Very true.
And there we go. Device back on the AWP, taken in kind from Pasha, who has one of his own. He had a good $9,000 at the end of the round prior to the last one. So he's got the cash. Astralis take hold of Banana, and they will rotate the 4th person towards Speedway at the very least. Glaive with some spray. Got to be careful though. Ooh. Over the roof. That is nice. I wouldn't think it would do that much damage from heights, but that is chunky.
You know what? I swear I'm seeing nades do more than 50 damage. I thought you could only do 50 damage to head armored opponents with a full HE.
I don't know. I know you can do 101 damage if you hit somebody without armor.
Yeah.
If it hits them and then explodes, it'll do 101 damage. But I don't know. I should check that.
I feel like a lot of people are taking more damage than that now.
2 smokes towards Arch, 2 smokes towards Shorts. Oh, look at those smokes. So they're taking away the deep positions in the pit area, but leaving the actual pit angle towards Shorts open. But they're not pushing it just yet. These smokes are going to run out, and it's not a fake either. They're just charging back.
They have no health. Like, they have 5 players, but they're all so low, and that's just from nade and spam damage.
And they're second guessing as well. They started running away. I don't know if that was for sound cue purposes or not, because either way they've gone back towards top mid, and they haven't really pushed these players back far enough. 17 seconds for these 4 players, 3 of which are heavily tagged to make a play into this site. The crossfires are all over the place. There's more than one. It's like Resident Evil when those lasers are in the corridor.
That was a terrible round for Virtus.pro.
Yeah.
What happened there, Daze? Talk to me.
That was as bad as it gets. Well, they did a full execute, and then 1 molly came porch. They wanted to go porch. Then Zipnix mollied again. Then all their smokes dissipated. Device was push B. So they just had no chance. I mean, they literally just had no chance.
And they wanted to go back, and they realized it was too late.
Yeah, and they were like, let's go back. No, we can't. That's like the most demoralizing way to lose a round, though, because they just had no chance, just because of Molotovs.
Some of it was
nades.
Yeah, and it was like good early nade damage, some good spam from Zipix, which was probably a little lucky as well. But no, overall, they also didn't. They probably, would you agree? They probably could have done a better job, maybe baiting out utility before they tried to execute.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem with Inferno is just if you don't bait things out and they have full nades, you literally can't do a shot like that.
Look at this situation.
Oh my God.
Neo's not looking at... Oh, there we go. Turns around, and the jig is up. 3 kills, no answer. And this is a buy round for Virtus.pro. They've got 4 AKs in this round. Almost caught with grenades out, but it will be a bait situation now. Pasha, does he get 2? Oh, that's ridiculous. How was this turned around like that? He should never get that second kill. Pasha alone is going to get a bomb plant at the very least. He goes for the deep smoke as well. That is super smart from him. They're both coming up from Banana. He might get some sound cues. They're still running though. He's got his pistol out, and he's dead.
That's a big yikes.
I don't think he was expecting more players banana after all that action previously. I think you need that AWP. No? Do you not want it? I guess not.
I guess they could just afford it if they want it.
Ah, saving the AK.
AK.
Okay, yeah.
Priorities.
It's good to have that level of focus. AK does make a difference, a hell of a difference. Mag 10 for Neo, Galil for Bayali, UMP for Snacks, and their utility is even worse than before. It might just be a raw execute into maybe B, even though they're starting towards the A side. Take the normal map control. I think regardless of what you want to do, it's often good to do this, like for the people at home, because everybody playing at home will often be like, why don't we just do A or just do B? But you need to show presence so you don't end up with 4 people waiting for you.
No, it's very true. And again, really good early nade damage.
I mean, Virtus.pro just wanted to do the same strat they did before to just go out of chimney. But the problem with that is, like, how often is that going to work against Astralis twice, you know?
It's like the scariest, one of the scariest choke points to exit.
Ironically, I think it was
1x1 doorway.
I think it was an old Astralis lineup, maybe on with a different team name, when they did that versus Virtus.pro, and Taz Molly killed 3 of them at a Star Series years ago. That's when I started talking about Sunday roast, and you know, I had a flow of consciousness about hot meals. Device on AWP.
Talking about it.
You don't see this library position used very often anymore. Often they're where the A sign is to the left. Device has got one. Can he get a close play? Though he's taken his shot, and that will be his last one of this half. Magic Sport taken down by the UMP as well. The SMG is coming into play and doing all the work on the A side. One arch, one short for Astralis. They don't know the pit situation. The flash is there, somehow still alive. And that's going to be a bait, actually, by accident. Glaive getting 2 kills and leaving it all down to Neo. Hasn't had a great half so far, 2 for 11. And he needs to double his score to win this one. Looking for an arch player, but they're both on short.
That's a nice try, but a good cleanup from Glaive. I think even though Virtus.pro lost, I'd say like that's what I consider the most ideal way to take A, is to have 1 halls, 1 lane, and then 3 arch. Because I feel like if your group goes lane, it's the easiest to crossfire against, and usually you only have 1 spotting arch. I mean, it depends on the setup, but usually you only have 1 spotting arch. And you know, there they didn't even throw their smokes for CT and library, but if they had, then Device would have been completely smoked out. And yeah, I like when teams go 3 arch on ATIGs.
What do you like, Dazed, apart from ice cream?
No, I do like it too, but I mean the 1-in-1 players are just super important in that situation.
The 1-in-1 players?
The Fortune Hall players.
Pasha doing great work, top mid. Will they pre-fire Mihu? They're pre-firing elsewhere. Just the 1 kill for him. Not a bad player on pistol rounds, that's for sure. 2 versus 3. Very winnable for either side. Dupree and Zipex remain, and there was a full rotation towards A, but Neo's gone back as the action seems to have died down, and they don't have the info now. Barley making his way towards the B site as well. Not sure if they will hear Zipex on the logs from that distance. Perhaps not. Dupree making his way. Snacks with 2 jobs to do. Snacks, though, such a good player for Virtus.pro. Even though he's looking in both places, you wouldn't be surprised if he got a kill. Sound cue's been given by the T's, and he makes the call now. He's on his own. He's got to take one of these out at least. Can't get any kills in that situation. Pit's taken now by Astralis. Just making sure there's no one else on the site and the bomb will get planted for the teammates. They're in a very good position to do a 2 versus 1. If Dupree engages first, then Zipex can wide peek from the pit position. So that's what this setup is for. There's a flashbang and one his teammate, and there it is. Instant dink from him. There, down goes Bardi. Stereo frags from Astralis. 11-5 for the Danes.
Damn, that retake was almost perfect. The flash came over, had him turn at the exact right time. but I think he missed a couple of USP shots on the retake.
Oh, he peeked before the flash went off, or?
I think as he peeked, it was perfect to returned, but he missed those shots when he turned, and then that's it.
Well, Pistols versus Pro, and you may feel like 5 rounds is more than you might have expected for them the way things went, but then Snacks did do a great job to get into CT with that P50 in the first place. This round does not look like one that will be fruitful for the Astralis team. In terms of fruit and other things, I bought some Californian honey. They have buckwheat honey here. In like Whole Foods, they have buckwheat honey, which I didn't pick. I picked a different one, but I haven't touched it yet.
What's special about buckwheat honey?
I don't know. I mean, it's not... I don't even know what buckwheat is. It's not something you get in France, is it? So I might try it and see what it's like.
It just sounds cake-cone.
Dazed, where do you stand on buckwheat?
I don't know what it is either.
No?
No.
If somebody knows what buckwheat is, send me a tweet.
I just love how you say it.
Buckwheat.
Yeah.
If I said it fast, it would sound like an African word.
So much cadence. Damn, this game really got away from Virtus.pro.
From the beginning, more really.
Kind of, yeah. It was. I think it was 5-5, 7-5, 6-5 at one point, or something like that. It was close. Yeah, Astralis won 6 rounds in a row.
Yeah, but they won that eco round. So I feel like it's
Could be even worse.
arguably more dominant than the score suggests.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Now then. 4 players in B for the CT side. They have stacked. So let's focus on how Astralis identify this. There's a flashbang from a teammate, but Magic Boy is safe. And he will continue to harass. Spotted 1 player towards the coffin. Some more flashes coming in. And again, always just flashing over the roof, the left roof, into B helps a lot. You can flash to the right roof as well, so if anybody's facing you while you push, you can face the site and the flashbang pops behind you.
It's crazy that you can point to a couple of the like really early rifle rounds and say, you know, these are the 5v4s where they gave up the kill really easily, that you say that's like a pretty big mistake, and that's like a big reason why they're just down so many rounds. You know, confidence goes away, having to save afterwards. 4 rounds total, those rounds being on your, you know, your T side, and it's just like those small mistakes. You want to not have to be able to talk about those first. You want to see like rounds that it's hard, that they make it hard to give up those 5v4s. And it's just really those small differences that are creating the difference between these 2 teams right now.
So Dupree trying to force Pasha off the angle. He was in the corner spot. He'll continue his hold, but it's interesting, he doesn't challenge as he knows the CT is going to rotate, maybe expecting perhaps support to come that way. And he takes a presence in apartments. Looking for a player on the balcony now, but there's a smoke from the CTs actually. Ooh, did he spot Miku there? Either way, Miku's being spotted now, and there's a spray. I think Snax' foot was showing from behind the smoke, so a misplay from the CTs perhaps. And Device, he'll hear 1 rotation, but he's creeping in. Maybe expecting that surely there's 1 more person here, and this is really a masterclass from Astralis at the moment. Barley spotted outside, far away from the B bomb sites. They'll go for the short smoke. Deeper one is risky. The one we saw from Pasha earlier. Very rare smoke that you see in a professional match. Now we've got 2 versus pro players almost stranded in CT spawn. They're lost in their own home.
It's like almost favorable for Device to, if that smoke has a big enough crack in it, to just go right up through it and just slowly clear things out. It's like a one-way the entire time for him coming up on the site. I feel like that was too tempting to not just walk through.
Does he see the barrel of the gun? Barrel of the gun? There we go. Oh! Cannot hit the mark there. The Pash is still alive with the AWP. Desperation for Virtus.pro. 5-14 in favour of the Danes, looking to get up to a very good start. Previous champions, they do have a skateboard on the wall. We have a skateboard for every previous champion of ECS. We have keen skaters in the office.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Dazed, you a skater?
No.
No?
No.
What are you? Must be a something.
Streamer.
I don't know. I used to play basketball when I was younger.
Oh, really? Alright then, Passion needs to get this AWP off to work. He's the only man with a, well, significant gun. There are CZs in play, but he's got a big green gun. He is rotating towards CT. Some delay tactics from the CTs, and he's in position now. But Astralis will not commit. They have Dupree in a very dirty position, but he's got to be careful. That CZ is not nice to play against, but he gets the kill. Meanwhile, you can see Miyu's position, so there may be a flank. Astralis are still contained on Banana for the time being. Very patient shots. If you fire the P250 too quickly, you'll get punished for it. And now Astralis are in a nasty spot. They know that their rifle's been collected in mid, and the players disappear. They have no idea where he is. Pasha's rotating towards A as well, and he will surely get there before they do. Miyu taken down, just trying to buy time, allowing Pasha to get into position, worst case scenario, and he is. He's got to be fast though. Not an easy shot to land. Oh, that's a fantastic peek from him, a quick shoulder jiggle as well, and it's a 1 versus 2 for Magic's boy. Pasha taken down, has no idea where Neo is. Top mid, has a Molotov and an AK-47 as well. Oh, his head spotted, but he's still alive. No Kevlar, but he'll take minimal damage. Oh, standing in the flames, Magic's boy. Will he make it out though? No. Respect the attempt, but it doesn't work out for him.
What do you think about, so the round before this, when like they were walking up porch and they just got those 2 kills, right? Pretty much won the round there. I know Device wanted to be afterwards, but the round was over when they got those 2 kills. But Pasha got smoked out of arch, and he just kind of lingered in like the CT arches, just watching the smoke. And I mean, I don't really like that, but I was wondering what you guys think about that. Like, especially as the opper, it's so easy to punish those guys, like peeking porch and like prodding porch. You know, Dupree is all the way up there, peeking towards sight. Like, it's just so easy for the opper to punish that. But instead, he's just lingering around the arch smoke, you know, waiting for somebody to like jump through or whatever.
Yeah. So he was just arch side behind an arch smoke.
Yeah, and he's just sitting there, you know, as like the opper. That's like one of my pet peeves, actually.
So do you have them normally like rotate around his lane, make sure no one's halls?
Well, I think especially if you have another smoke as a CT, you could just be like, if you're the opper there, you're like, hey, switch with me. I'm gonna go prod around porch, punish any of that, peek towards boiler area, right? And then you just re-smoke that, you know? And then after I get that kill, I'll switch back with you, and then all of a sudden I'll be library or motor or whatever off, and then they're not gonna expect that again.
Pasha spots 2 players top mid, and that's 1 taken down, but there are 2 players remaining. And again, I'm not sure if the bomb has been spotted in this round at all. That said, Neo still backing away from B, trying to make it easier for a rotate. 4 versus 2 retake. He'll be less concerned with standing on the site itself. And there's Apex taken down, leaving Magic's boy alone with the bomb now. 40 seconds to at least try and do as much damage as possible. $30 seconds now.
Turn on the chat, James.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a nice off angle from Bari. Kind of inverse to Speedway. So 3 of the 5 players can buy AKs on Astralis. What will they choose to do?
I'd be tempted, but I'd also be like, oh, we could save one and have like a totally full buy.
5 CZs. God help us all. Oh God, Zod.
What do you do here, Dazed? Eco, 5 TZs, a little bit of utility.
T-side?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, they could take B car control, it looks like, and then I think on these rounds, I think the B exec, like with a quick smoke and then charging in is really good. Especially because if you have a degler that posts on the spindle, like after you flash them off, like you could definitely just, you get that 1 dig, you go in, maybe you don't even soak spindle. I like that. I think that's the best to do.
CT's running away from the arch position. Pop flash is there. Everybody's blind and nobody's dead at all. So many targets just can't find a single one of them. Snacks has much to do now, but how far does he go? Does he back off? He's going for the third one, Snacks. And he's trying to stop the bomb plant as well. Device is on the site, but it's Zipex who is going to get a kill. There may be rifles to collect. Device has an AWP now. But surely he has to take aggressive action not to get traded immediately. But Farley will take him down. 8th round for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, so in those rounds, you just want it to be really quick and bursty. And I guess your 3 options on Inferno or apartment jump. I don't think you want to go lane because one Molotov just usually stops it. Arches, like they did, which was really good. Or banana, where you just quick explode. Maybe have 4 people rush in with a smoke at spawn, 1 guy deagling spindle or something, with like a couple mollies before you rush in.
They almost got away with it too if it wasn't for Snacks. Yeah.
Well, that's colossal damage.
Wow.
For Astralis on the CZ round.
James, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What would you do if I make my great redemption story, right? And I'm about to play in like all these tournaments, but I change my alias to something really offensive towards you, so it's like Bardoff sucks, but like even worse, and you have to cast it.
Why are you even thinking of these things, you savage?
I don't know. I just think it would be really fun.
Maniacal-minded days.
So if you made a comeback and you're like, your name's like Screw Bardoff or something.
Yeah.
Screw Bardoff for the 1 versus 4.
Like in
I'd
the
just call you
finals of the
Dazed.
tournament.
I'd call you Dazed, man. It doesn't matter what your nickname is. I'd call you Dazed. Pasha getting the kill on a short position. Thanks for the question, though. If you have any more questions, I'm here and ready for them.
I think that'd be pretty funny, right?
Yeah,
Wonders?
that's hilarious.
Well, I mean, maybe you'll have to use one of those nicknames.
I just find it hilarious that you thought of that.
I don't know. I just did.
Remember, we have a verbal contract where when I go positive in a show match, we're going to LAN.
When you go positive,
We're going to LAN. Yeah, he said when I go positive in a show match,
go to a local.
We'll go to LAN. Yeah, I'm going to LAN on Friday.
Oh yeah, what LAN?
Elite's little 20-man thing in esports arena.
You gotta be careful, man. LAN in America, get your arm dislocated.
I don't know what that means, but okay. Astralis moving into the B site, or not really, because Neo's shutting them down. Finally, he'll get picked off, and there's nobody else there. 2 versus 3. I don't know if there are any smokes to be collected and thrown by Astralis, but TAKs will need to prevail. That's a great start. Mihu taken down immediately. The pot flash. Is Device going to peek with this? No, just some delay tactics. Device's angle is pretty tight, pretty annoying to work with. Yes, he has a flash, but no, he does not want to give his position away in this situation. Also, sometimes it's not a time to fire grenades. Just down to Snacks now, and he may try to retreat. I think it's too late for him to do this. Connects to AWP, but will be punished immediately by Device, who will take it in kind.
You didn't hear about what happened in Mad City?
Oh, there was a fight between 2 players, right?
It's called Mad City. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Where is Mad City?
I don't know.
Is that New York or something?
Something like that.
I think it's Chicago.
Chicago.
I don't really know.
Iraq.
I think Chicago.
I don't know how people are fighting on LAN. I mean, like, you should go to UK LANs, man.
I think something.
Everyone's giving it in UK LANs.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they tried to 2-on-1 him, and then he dislocated one of their shoulders.
He got 2-on-1.
I think so. I think,
well, I went past judgment because maybe
it's pretty funny because it's like one guy's named 4-Pack.
No,
4-Pack.
I tweeted. I was like, I wouldn't be afraid of a guy named 4-Pack. Yeah. But if his name was 6-Pack,
yeah, exactly.
I'd be terrified. What an alias, right?
Yeah, it's great.
4-Pack.
Yeah, I won't comment on TV1 because we don't know the nature of the argument, or maybe we do. I don't know.
I think P-Trip said something racist.
What if the argument was, I bet you couldn't beat me up?
I think P-Trip said something racist and then tried to tackle him, and then SFX dislocated his shoulder and then got arrested.
Wait. One guy. Okay, let's do this after the game because it might be the last round because we can get into this. We can do this. So 5 versus 4 versus Pro, ill-equipped with Pasha on a Deagle rather than an AWP, which Mihu's on. Oh, Neo might have gone down there, but no, he gets a kill. He might see the bomb as well. Oh, Device has just about missed him. Did he shoot his teammate? I don't know, but all the CTs are now wrongly positioned, but throwing grenades means they can't trade the frag. 2 versus 4. Sorry, it's Virtus.pro start to make inroads towards the B bomb site. They've got construction. Device taking damage from a pre-fire from Neo. Maybe saw some shadow there. And now Device has much to do. Only 1 left. Device has got 2, needs 3, and there it is. Neo taken down as well. 16-8 for Astralis versus Virtus.pro.
I like that one. That was okay.
Marvelous.
Vice
Strong
was
finish.
just,
Strong finish.
He was just flying around that B-side that round.
Yeah.
Right? I think he did like probably like 7 360s.
Did he get 4-3?
Perhaps. Maybe. All right, not sure what's going on here. Launders, tell me, what is the story?
All right, so it's a bunch of main players. I mean, it's crazy.
Okay.
I believe P-Trip Titzling races to SFX.
Is he the one or is he in the two?
He's in the
4-pack and P-Trip, or yeah, the two.
They're in duo.
4-pack and B-Trip.
T-Trip.
T-Trip.
No, P-Trip.
P-Trip?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4-pack and P-Trip are the two guys.
Yeah.
And one of them was saying some racist stuff.
I think P-Trip was saying some racist stuff.
Okay.
And then SFX is a really big dude who's actually on parole. And
okay, standard.
And went up to him at land, and then I think one of them tried to tackle SFX, and SFX dislocated P-Trip's shoulder.
Oh, sounds good. Well, we see the stats here. Device close to the 30 bomb, but not quite landing it. But they've landed a solid victory.
Oh my God.
Astralis 16-8. What do we think about that match?
I don't know. I mean, Virtus.pro looked pretty decent on the CT side. Decent little comeback.
Your mic has just disappeared from your mouth. I don't know what's going on there.
Whoops.
There you go.
Well, I mean, Astralis did win both pistols, right? I think if Virtus.pro picks up one of those pistols, you know, maybe it could be a little bit closer. Tough to say after just one map, but they did look pretty decent on their CT side, right?
I honestly feel like, yeah, I feel like there was a lot of good things to say. It was just it's like a couple small mistakes. You know, I think people always forget you only get like 3 or 4 rifle rounds and a half.
And think about it, like 2 of the rounds, Device makes it 45.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like you lose the pistol, you get, you know, your money screwed after you win the 3rd round and lose the next round. You didn't really have that many chances, but you know, credit to Astralis for making it difficult on them. Like Astralis always does. They just make it so difficult on you. It's like they have like a stranglehold, you know, and they're just slowly choking you out, kind of.
At the end of the day, that is a big thing. It's just, you know, if you can consistently make less mistakes, then you're going to win more matches. And Astralis are like, if anyone is playing close to perfect on CT side, it's Astralis.
Marvelous. So we have about 5 minutes until the next match, which is going to be the same teams on Cash. That will be quite an interesting one. Virtus.pro, not too shabby on Cash historically, but will they be up for the challenge versus Astralis, who are looking strong, looking very coordinated. We'll have to see after the break. We'll see you back here in a few minutes.